What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy, CamATL, and welcome back to another NBA DFS video with your boy. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment anything in the comment section and enter your name into the $50 giveaway I do every single week on this channel because I love you. If nobody else loves you, know that I do. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into this slate. Y'all, we got a little 5-game slate on tap for tonight. Last night was the chalkiest night I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, after I found my fave, I was like, okay. After I landed on it, I was like, okay, yeah, I like this. You know what I mean? Like, this is optimal for tonight for sure. And so it definitely ended up being optimal, period. Everybody felt the same way yesterday, which is annoying, but it is what it is. Honestly, the moment that we had that new starting news, I think there was like, what was it? It was Alvarado starting for New Orleans. I tried everything in my power to switch it up and get Alvarado in and get that lower owned version, but it just wasn't happening because of the guys I already had locked. So my situation last night was I had some guys in the earlier games that I absolutely love, right? So they locked on the first slate of games. So I only had certain roster construction ways to go last night. So I wasn't able to make that clutch move to Alvarado, but that is the key. You know what I mean? If I would have made that clutch move, we would have been way lower owned and had takedown upside, man. So it was annoying being so chalky last night, but it is what it is. Some nights just everybody's on like feeling the same way. But tonight, let's go ahead and get straight into it, baby. So first and foremost, at the point guard position, I'm going Peyton Pritchard, the best value at the point guard position for tonight, and it makes complete sense here because not only do we have Jason Tatum out, but you got Jaylen Brown out, you got Marcus Smart out. They are super hurt for guards, especially right now. And Peyton Pritchard's in a fantastic position here. He's projected to start at point guard as of right now. Even if he doesn't, I think he's a slick play today because of the blowout potential here. But Peyton Pritchard's expected to get the start here at only 3-4 with Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown out and Jason Tatum out. Boston is so obviously the team to get the value from today. Okay, so you want to grab Peyton Pritchard for sure. You want to grab Derek White. He's the guy who gets the biggest bump here with these three guys out. He has been amazing. With these three guys out, he's averaging 44 DraftKings points or more. So this dude is fantastic. At 7-1, he's still great value. I have projected over 41, almost 42. So really, really love him. The next guy that's expected to start here is going to be, where is he? Where is he? Sam Hauser. Sam Hauser's also projected in the starting lineup tonight. He's another guy that I will want. So it comes down to this for me, right? It comes down to the starting lineup for Boston for me tonight. Now, I will even consider some bench guys. So let's say Peyton Pritchard doesn't start, right? Or whatever. Okay, this game will most likely become out of hand in Milwaukee tonight. I mean, if you have to predict a game to be a blowout, this would be one that you would expect. Okay, so because of that, if you want to be different and say, you know what, because of the huge blowout potential, I want to get off a guy like Derek White who won't get a ton of minutes in a blowout. Like, he's not a guy they're going to push. Peyton Pritchard probably will, regardless if he starts or not. He'll probably get minutes if it's a blowout, just because he's Peyton Pritchard. He's one of their bench guys anyway. Sam Hauser will probably get minutes in a blowout situation because why not? So if you want to get different than everyone, Derek White is 7-1 too, so that'll get you different off of the masses most likely. But these are the three guys that I really, really want from Boston tonight. Now, I got a couple Portland guys that really pop out to me, and as you can see, the number one value on the entire slate for me is Matisse Thybulle. Now, this comes down to, I don't know why. Oh, well, he's being put at forward because I haven't put my other guard in yet. Hold on one second. My other guy that I'm going to go with is Damian Lillard on Portland as well. Dude's just been too hot. All right, dude has been too good, and he's in a close matchup situation. So when you look at the spend ups, which we'll do in a second, but Giannis is in a huge blowout spot there. If the game stays close, Giannis could break the slate. Okay, so that's one way to get different. But honestly, I'm willing to fade Giannis tonight because of the huge blowout potential in that game. Boston's missing their main guys. Giannis could end up playing three quarters pretty easily here. Okay, so when it comes to spend ups, though, Dame Lillard feels like a good bet. I believe this spread's like 2 points. They're expecting it to stay close, and he's at home in Portland in what should be a close game. It's a great spot for Dame Lillard here. You've got Nurkic out. You've got Jeremy Grant possibly out as well. That's another reason I like Matisse Thybulle, and that's something to keep an eye on. He won't be as good of value, even though he's 3K and he's an awesome choice. If Jeremy Grant plays, that's going to hurt Matisse a bit. Okay, he's not going to play the minutes that we're wanting here. Well, that we're expecting here if Grant plays. Grant is questionable as of this video, but I have to put Thibault in here because he is the best value on the entire slate if Jeremy Grant misses again. Okay, so I'm leaning he misses, but I'm not 100% on that, so you need to pay attention there, okay? Washington does have some size with Kristaps Porzingis down low for them, so Drew Eubanks could play heavy minutes as well for Portland here at 4-4. He's a fantastic option if Jeremy Grant does miss as well. Like I said, they're going to need his size. Grant Williams, if he ends up in the starting lineup, I'm interested in him. If not, I mean, he's still interesting. Like I said, with the blowout potential, Grant Williams could play heavy minutes. You know what I mean? So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out. But yeah, if you get these right Boston guys tonight with how much like usage there is available there, regardless blowout or not, like if you get the right guys here for Boston, you're sitting pretty. Especially, let's say Derek White's going to be 90% owned, which I wouldn't be surprised if he is. He's 7-1 in a huge blowout spot where he's not going to be pushed in a blowout. That's interesting pivot spot. I'm going with him here because in cash games, he's such an obvious great option, right? But as the day goes on, if we get more and more guard value, like I'm willing to. Don't think I'm not. I'm willing to take that shot because of that price that he is and because of the huge blowout risk, plus the great Milwaukee defense. So, I don't know. I'm keeping an eye on that, though. But the rest, Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Sam Hauser, Damian Lillard, and Matisse Thybulle are my core guys that I'm looking at today for today's slate. It's a 5-game slate, y'all, so you know what I mean? Especially with how chalky last night was, and then with the obvious value on Boston today, you really want to focus on trying to get different where you can. You know what I mean? This is one of those slates where you want to try to you don't want to get off the masses on a very obvious like pick that checks all the boxes, but you want to get off the guys who maybe don't. Like Derek White doesn't check every box because the blowout potential and them not definitely not pushing him in a blowout is a reason to possibly get different. Let's look at the other 7-1 options because I've mentioned that multiple times how I'm a little bit I'm curious on possibly, getting different there. Anthony Simons in a close game. You could pivot off White to a Malcolm Brogdon who's 5'7" instead, and he's a bench guy. Possibly will get some decent minutes in a blowout run against some bench guys of Milwaukee. He's an option. Let's see. I mean, the options aren't fantastic on this slate. You could spend up a little bit. You could get a little bit more money and go ahead and get like a Chris Paul or something like that. A Paulo Banchero, something like that to try to get different there. I mean, that's the way that I would possibly imagine getting different in that spot. My favorite move would probably be to drop White down to Brogdon. Especially if Brogdon's off the bench, he'll probably be much lower owned. But yeah, Brogdon has smashed. I think he's the second best player when it comes to these three guys off the court. So at the end of the day, with White being 7-1 and the huge blowout risk and him not being pushed, Brogdon's an interesting choice to get more minutes than normal, and he's a high usage player off that bench normally. So that's an interesting way to go and a way to get different on a 5-game slate. All right. Thank you guys for joining me as always. Let's get this money, baby. All right. Let's have things like get a little more normal till the All-Star break. Let's smash up until the break. Have a much needed relaxation time. We're still got PGA though. We've been dominating PGA and NASCAR. We still have PGA and NASCAR that is coming up. PGA is on Thursday, and then NASCAR is on Sunday, the Daytona 500. So make sure you grab your membership packages for those at Greenlight. Almost got the takedown on both of those this last week. So let's go ahead and get it again. Appreciate y'all watching as always, and let's smash these final slates before All-Star break. Let's get it. I'm out.